We are all connected to the internet, or so we think. The internet and digital technologies are part of our daily lives. We use them to educate ourselves, to work, to do business, and also to have fun. The digital world is at our fingertips, but its doors are not always open to everyone. In Colombia, there is unequal access to the internet. Who is left out of the digital world in Colombia? Let's talk about the internet from 2 points of view: geographical and economical. In places like Valpes, San Andres and Vichada, internet access is almost non-existent. Many areas there do not even have coverage or infrastructure to access the internet. And when they do, people with lower incomes who want to access the internet have to pay very high prices that they cannot afford easily. How can this be solved? The first thing is to understand the digital divide, or better, the digital divides, because this concept implies several inequalities. The first is the motivational divide. Some people are more interested than others in using the internet and digital technologies. Older people are generally less motivated than younger people to access the internet. But it's not just a matter of age. How much people have to spend to get online or whether there is internet coverage in their area also plays a key role. This graph is helpful to better understand the situation. We see that in the main cities, less than 1% of people do not have access to the internet due to lack of coverage. On the other hand, almost 11% of those living in rural areas and population centres cannot connect for the same reason. The second is the material divide, meaning access to networks, devices, and the infrastructure that makes the internet possible. Network quality is not the same everywhere, and places like the Amazon basin have very low connectivity. This divide is also seen in the ability to afford quality devices. High-end smartphones can be expensive, and the impact of that cost is very different for an informal worker compared to someone with a stable salary. The third inequality refers to the skills needed to navigate in the digital world. To achieve this, we need to know very basic things: how to turn on a computer, how to download and use applications, how to find information, and even how to navigate safely online, to name just a few. But this not only depends on us, it also depends to a great extent on those who design the platforms we use, since it is in their hands to facilitate our user experience and not only prioritize greater consumption. The fourth inequality lies in its usage of these tools and how we get the best out of them. Some people know how to use the internet to access good quality information, create online content, develop new products, and grow their businesses. Others, on the other hand, only use the internet to scroll through social networks, leaving aside all the potential that the web has to offer. It's clear that the internet is no longer a luxury, but rather a basic necessity. Without the internet, it is increasingly difficult to exercise rights such as freedom of expression, access to information, education, employment, health, or even becoming an entrepreneur. Therefore, closing the digital divide is also a way to fight inequality. Although there are no quick fixes, in the Colombian context, a better diagnosis of the digital divide will allow progress in the implementation of the internet as an essential and universal public service, and as a fundamental right already recognized by the Constitutional Court. This is what we propose in our book, Digital Inequalities, available on De Justicia's website and in different bookstores around the country.